Hello everyone, this is Andy from the Pixel Pub. I'm here to talk about my games that I picked up during the Steam Summer Sale. Okay, for those of y'all who don't know, the Steam Summer Sale is kind of a big deal because of all the deals that they have. You can get a lot of games for up to 90% off, maybe even higher. I don't know. 90% was the highest I saw. I got about 10 games here. Some of them I had wanted to get for a while on my wish list. Some of them were just complete. Some of them were just completely unplanned. I just saw them and I was like, okay, I'll get that. Let's go. So yeah, let's start with the first game. Okay, first off is Sonic AllStars Racing's Transformed. I believe it was $4.99, 75% off. It's a game that I had just recently had wanted to start playing because I think I've played it on the Vita. I think I had it because of PlayStation Plus a long time ago, and I played around with it a little bit. I played a few racing games on the Vita, and just that really tiny screen just wasn't really doing it for me. So I only played a little bit of it, and I know people talked about this game like it was really good. So I wanted to play it, and I just thought Steam would be a fun way to play it. Played it on the PC. Unfortunately, I can't get it to run on my PC. If you don't know, each Steam game has its own like forums you can go to, discussions you can see, and there's a lot of people that are having problems too. Maybe not the same as mine. I posted my own thing up there saying, "Hey, I'm having this issue." My issue is when you start the game up, this little, fancy video plays and showing all the little characters racing around, and when it's over with, it just freeze frames and it stays on that frame, and I can hear the menu in the background when I move my controller around, but there's nothing there. So I tried a few fixes that I read about, and none of them worked. So I was playing on the Steam Deck, and on the Steam Deck it had its own set of problems where the controls wouldn't work. I can get the mouse to pull up on the trackpad, but I couldn't get the controls to work, and I hooked up a PlayStation 4 controller to the Steam Deck, and that worked. I was able to play it that way. And since then, the controls on the Steam Deck have worked. So that's how I've been playing it mainly, and I think it's pretty cool. I have only done, I don't know, I've only played it for like maybe about 2 hours doing the main little campaign thing that they have, and yeah, I think it's a good time. It sucks. I can't get it to run on my PC. Hopefully I could find a fix for it soon. All right, next game I got was Case of the Golden Idol for $11.69 off. Now, Case of the Golden Idol was a game. There's a demo on Steam. If you're interested, it's kind of a mystery, like puzzle solving. Not really puzzle solving, but you're trying to solve something that happened in a particular scene. There is a demo on Steam. If anything sounds interesting, I should have the gameplay playing over here somewhere. But yeah, I played the demo because I heard a few people in the podcast list, specifically Vinny from Nextlander, saying that he really, really liked it. And I played the demo, and I'm like, I don't think I'm smart enough for this. It's something where you see a scene, like I think in the first, I played like the prologue thing on for the game, and it's like this man pushing another man over a cliff, and you can move your mouse around, and you click on things, and going through the things, you can see, okay, these are the names. You're just trying to figure out what happened. Honestly, I thought it was a game that Kathy might like. But we got a lot of games to play, and she hasn't gotten around to it yet. But it was something that I wasn't going to get. I was like, you know what? I'll wait till a steeper discount because I just don't know if my brain can play a game like this. But ended up picking it up. I think I'll end up having a good time with it once I sit down and fully give it the shot it deserves. All right, next up is Elder Scrolls Online for $5.99, 70% off. Elder Scrolls Online was a game I played on the PS4. I have a PS4 physical version, and I played a bit of it, but I stopped playing because, man, that game looks like ass on the PS4. It looks like a fucking bad PS2 game. I just didn't like that, and maybe I wasn't ready for playing an MMO like that. I don't know. I've played a few more since then. I think I've dabbled in World of Warcraft, and I've played a chunk of Final Fantasy 14, probably about 40 hours or so. I know that's nothing for an MMO, but that's a lot for a game, any game really. But I got it mainly because I wanted to get Kathy to get her whole Steam account back. She hadn't logged in 11 years, and so she can get it for $5 or $6, and we could hopefully play together. She could play on the Steam Deck, and I could play on the PC. Couldn't get her old Steam account back. She just made a new one, put a number at the end of that fucking name, and went on with it. But she got it. got it downloaded on the Steam Deck. We haven't seen how it runs on it yet, but I've read a few things on like Reddit and said it was fine. So hopefully we can give that a try soon. All right, next is a game called Exit 8, which was $3.19 for 20% off. So 20% off, $3.19. You know, that wasn't a very expensive game in the first place. And I first heard about this game from the guys at Nextlander. It was on like one of their Game of the Year lists or whatever. And it is I've already played through it. It is a PT-inspired game. If you don't remember, it's the PT on the PS4. It was the game that was going to be Silent Hills, or it was the teaser that was going to be Silent Hills, made by Kojima and Konami, where you wander through a house and you keep having to go through the same hallway over and over again. There's different stuff that happens depending on what you do, and a lot of people had to kind of crowdsource to solve how to beat that game or beat that teaser. And this is a game that was inspired by that, where you're going through a subway tunnel, and basically it tells you if you see anything that's different, you need to turn around. If everything's the same, you can go forward. And I'm not going to talk too much about it because the game's very, very short. It took me about an hour to beat, which I think is on the long end because I was having issues trying to spot the differences between what was going on. There was some fairly I've heard it described as like a horror game, and there was some fairly, spooky stuff in there. Stuff that I wasn't expecting because you're around that corner and something's right there. It's like, whoa, okay. Oh. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I know the guy who made it, or a little team that made it, may have something else that's come out recently, and I'll probably give it a shot whenever I can. All right, next is a game that I played the demo of recently, and I was like, you know what, this ain't for me. That is American Truck Simulator, which was $1.99 at 90% off. It's $1.99. I figured I'd give it another shot. It just seems like something I could just fucking relax to. I don't know. It seems like a very calming game, being a little truck driver driving across America. But I think the base game only comes with like one state. I know they make their money off DLC when you buy other states and stuff, other locations. But yeah, it was just total impulse purchase. I had wrote that game off. I was like, I'm not gonna play that. But $1.99, I was like, I'll probably give it another shot. Sure. Okay, next is a game. It's a game I got an email about from Super Rare Games. They were going to put out a physical version of it, and I've bought my first Super Rare game a few months ago. I haven't got it yet, so I can't really say anything about the quality of the games. But all I know is that that company's based out of someplace in Europe, maybe England, and that exchange rate is rough. It tells you a certain price, you will get charged a different price. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll see what this game's like on Steam, and sure enough, the Steam Summer Sale comes, and it is Cavern of Dreams, $6.49 at 50% off. Now, I haven't played it yet, but this seems like a throwback to old N64 platformers, collectathon, stuff like that. People seem to like it. It has a very cool look, I think. And after playing Super Kiwi 64 last year, I really wanted to eat this stuff up. I want to play these, fun platformers that these companies make now, or these people make now, that kind of take the lessons that made those games fun back in the day and take away the shit that made it, laborious and not fun. Let's just get rid of that. Let's take the fun stuff, and we don't have to make a game where you have to collect 5 million things like Donkey Kong 64. You can collect 1 or 2 things, and the game could be, 3 or 4 hours long, and that's great. That's fine. This game's probably longer than that. Seems like there's a lot going on, but yeah, I'm hoping to give it a try soon. Okay, next is a game I've heard about for years as being an amazing RPG. It was the amazing PC RPG before Baldur's Gate 3, and that is Disco Elysium. It was $3.99 at 90% off. I got it. I didn't ever think this game would be for me, but for $4 for a game that people seem to love, I'm okay. I'll give it a shot at that price. Unfortunately, I've read a few things about it since buying it that, hey, maybe the people who own this game now, not the original creators, somehow they got ousted from their own company. I don't know the story, but apparently the people who will get this money now are not the best people in the world. So that kind of sucks. But I think even the creators of the game will tell you to pirate it now, so those people don't get that money. But I didn't know that at the time, but I have it now. Hopefully I'll give it a shot at some point. Okay, next is Pinball FX VR2. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right because the logo is kind of weird. It was $5.34, 65% off. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to play this game yet. I cannot get it to work on my Quest 2. I did get it to work one time, but unfortunately, that one time was the first time I'd used my Quest in quite a while, and one of the batteries had corroded in one of the controllers. So that took, I don't know, a good night of just cleaning it out and scraping stuff out, and I got it to work. It works fine, which is good because those controllers are fucking expensive to replace. But unfortunately, I just can't get it to run now. I haven't tried it out yet. I really wanted to mess around with it. I thought the idea of VR pinball with their kind of not fake machines, but they're not real world machines with stuff, you know, could be flying around and flying at you. I think that sounds like a whole lot of fun, but can't do it. Yeah, I haven't been able to play it, and that's a real big bummer. I'm gonna keep trying though. I did take the chance when I had the Oculus Quest all hooked up and cleaned and everything. I messed around with other VR games that I've downloaded on Steam that I haven't messed around with yet, and that was a good time. So at least I got that out of it. But yeah, hopefully I can get it to work. Okay, next up is a game that I originally bought digitally on PS4 a long time ago, and that is Tales of Zesteria, which is $4.99, 90% off. I really like the Tales of series, and this was, I think it was the first PS4 one, and I played around with it a little bit, and I wasn't feeling it. I don't know if it was the game's fault or I don't remember much about it. I just remember playing a little bit of it and moving on. I don't know if something else caught my attention and I just never went back. That happens all the time. But I figured, hey, this would be a fun way to play a Tales game on my Steam Deck or in here on the PC. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully it's good. I don't remember much about it. Okay, last game, number 10 game, is not number 10 in my heart. It's number 1 in my heart, and it was a total impulse purchase. It is Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Donna, $13.99, 65% off. This is the 4th time I have bought Ys 8. I own it digitally on PS4 because I didn't want to pay the crazy US prices for a physical version. PS4 and Switch is even crazier. And then eventually, after I played it and loved it, I was like, well, I want a physical version, but I don't want to pay that money. So I got the European physical version, which works on a PS4, it's region free. And then I got the PS5 version because you can run that game at like 120 frames per second, and it's pretty cool. So I was like, well, it's only $13. Let me buy Ys 4 for the 4th, or Ys 8 for the 4th time, not Ys 4. But yeah, I fucking love Ys 8. If you held a gun up to my head and make a top 10 games of all time, it might be up there. I really enjoyed it. I played it during a time right before we moved into this house. We didn't have a house. We were homeless, basically. We were living with my mom, just waiting for this house, be able to close on this house. And I got by playing Ys 8, and that was a fucking great time. Oh man, Ys 10 comes out this year, and I'm very hyped. They announced that kind of port of Oath of Felghana for modern consoles. I'm gonna get that Switch version. I fucking love Ys. It's the year of Falcom here in this house. I'm playing Trails of Cold Steel 2. We'll talk about that in a different video. Ys 10 comes out this year. Ys Oath of Felghana comes out next year, but it'll still be part of the year of Falcom. You best believe it. Okay, those are the games I picked up on the Steam sale. As I'm recording this right now, it's going till July 11th. So if you see anything on this video that caught your attention, hopefully I'll have it up before then. I'm pretty sure I will. But yeah, check it out. I've been Andy from the Pixel Pub. Those have been my game pickups from the Steam Summer Sale. I'll catch you later. Peace out.